My family forgot to invite me to my sister's wedding, so I showed up anyway with a surprise that made them all go silent. Best revenge ever. I found out about my sister's wedding from Instagram, not from a phone call or a text or even a casual mention during one of our awkward family dinners. I was scrolling through my feed at midnight when I saw the post from my aunt showing off her dress for Melissa's big day this Saturday. My sister was getting married in 4 days, and nobody had told me. I sat there staring at my phone, trying to understand how an entire family plans a wedding and just forgets to mention it to one person. But then I realized they hadn't forgotten. They deliberately excluded me. This wasn't an oversight. This was a decision. I'd always been the black sheep because I didn't follow the family plan. My dad wanted me to join his law firm like my brother did. Instead, I became a social worker making a fraction of what they considered acceptable. My mom wanted me to marry someone from their country club circle. Instead, I dated people I actually liked, regardless of their bank accounts. My sister had made it clear years ago that I embarrassed her with my regular job and regular life. I could have just let it go and stayed home. Part of me wanted to, but another part of me remembered every family gathering where they talked around me instead of to me. Every holiday where my accomplishments got a polite nod while my brothers got standing ovations. Every time my sister introduced me to her friends as my brother who works with poor people in that tone that made it sound like a disease. So I decided I was going to that wedding whether they wanted me there or not, but I wasn't going to show up empty-handed. I was going to bring something that would make the whole room stop and stare. 3 years ago, I helped a teenage girl named Vanessa get out of an abusive foster situation. She'd been bouncing around the system since she was 6, and nobody wanted her because she had behavioral issues and a learning disability. I fought for 8 months to get her placed with a family friend of mine who wanted to adopt. The adoption went through and Vanessa started thriving. She graduated high school last year, got accepted to community college, got a job, turned her entire life around. Last month, Vanessa told me she wanted to do something to thank me for never giving up on her. I told her seeing her happy was enough, but she insisted. She'd been saving money from her job and wanted to take me to dinner or buy me something meaningful. I told her to save that money for college textbooks. That conversation gave me an idea for the wedding. I called Vanessa and explained the situation, told her about my family and how they'd excluded me, asked if she'd be willing to come with me to crash my sister's wedding and give a speech about what social work actually means. She said yes, immediately. Saturday arrived and I put on my best suit, picked up Vanessa, who looked nervous but determined. We drove to the venue, which was some country club ballroom with flowers everywhere and a string quartet playing. I walked in through the main entrance during cocktail hour like I'd been invited all along. My mom saw me first and her champagne glass actually slipped from her hand and shattered on the marble floor. My dad's face went red and he started walking toward me with his jaw clenched. My brother intercepted him and they both stood there staring at me. My sister was across the room in her white dress talking to bridesmaids and she saw me and just froze. The whole room had started to notice the tension and conversations were dropping off into silence. I walked straight to the microphone that was set up for toasts and tapped it. The sound echoed through the ballroom and everyone turned to look. Hi everyone, I'm the bride's brother, the one who apparently didn't make the guest list. I said it calmly without anger in my voice. I'm not here to cause a scene. I'm here because I wanted my family to meet someone. This is Vanessa. 3 years ago, she was in the foster care system with no hope and no future. Today she's in college working 2 jobs and building a life for herself. She's here because I'm a social worker. The job my family thinks is embarrassing. The career they've spent years telling me is a waste of my potential. Vanessa stepped up to the microphone and her voice shook at first but got stronger. I don't know any of you, but I know that you have a brother and son who saved my life. When I was 16, I tried to end everything because I thought nobody cared if I existed. He showed up at the hospital and told me he wasn't leaving until I promised to keep fighting. He found me a family. He helped me get into school. He checked on me every single week for 3 years to make sure I was okay. The job you think is beneath him is the reason I'm alive. So maybe you should be proud instead of ashamed. The room was completely silent. My mom was crying. My dad was staring at the floor. My sister looked pale. Vanessa walked back to my side and I turned to leave. But my mom grabbed my arm. Please don't go. We were wrong. We were so wrong. I looked at her hand on my arm and then at my dad, who was walking over. He put his hand on my shoulder and his voice broke when he said, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please stay. You belong here. You've always belonged here. I stayed for my sister's wedding and Vanessa sat with my family at the table they cleared for us.